Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Yeah, kind of a sort of bendy on a, what day is this? Thursday? On a Thursday. Welcome.
Well, it's almost Friday.
It's almost Friday. It's Friday Junior, as someone likes to tell me.
I like that. I like that a lot,
Friday
actually.
Junior. It's Friday Junior. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant alongside Greg Bergman and Parker Bell. Fellas, last night, not great. Not great.
Not great, Bob. Not great, Bob.
Not great. The Dodgers lose to the Rockies 8-3 in a game that honestly probably wasn't even that close. A major disappointment for the Dodgers last night, coupled with the Padres winning. The lead in the NL West is back down to 1. Thanks for nothing, Giants. Not that we should have expected anything from you. We'll dive into the ups and downs, mostly downs of what happened last night at Coors Field. But first, want to give a shout out, as we always do, to the folks at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, transforming the travel experience, saving guest time. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglax. Also, Greg, is this where we want to reiterate our announcement from yesterday about the show?
Yeah, we should do it a couple times. Let's do it here, and then we'll do it at the end when there's more people in. But yeah, we are going to be moving. The Blue Review is moving, just so everybody is aware. We're going to just repeat it over and over again. Blue Review is moving to 6:30 a.m. starting September 2nd. That's Tuesday, September 2nd, 6:30 in the morning. Thank you for joining us at that early. I know it's very, very early, but if you miss it at 6:30, you can rewatch it at 10 o'clock. On the YouTube page. Still, we will be playing it live thanks to Parker Bell.
Yay! Yeah, so come have coffee with us in the morning.
I will be having a lot of this.
Make your morning coffee as you pull us up on your phone or tablet or computer or whatever it may be, and come hang out with us for the Blue Review super early in the morning. It's a good way to start your day, except if the game was like last night where the Dodgers lose 8-3. Greg, we were talking before the show. Shohei did not have a great night last night pitching. Probably his worst performance as a Dodger, maybe his worst pitching performance in a while. That happens, right? It's disappointing, but it happens, right? You're not going to be great every time out. What was more disappointing to me was the fact that the offense was a no-show against a guy who came in with an ERA of like almost 8, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was 7.98 coming in from this dude, and was it Tanner Gordon? Yeah, Tanner Gordon looked like the Cy Young candidate, whereas Shohei looked like the 8 ERA guy. What we saw last night was not. It was a complete reversal, and in Coors Field, nonetheless, too. That was crazy disappointing. It was all the way up and down the lineup. As soon as I saw the lineup, I was like, "Look, maybe it's Coors Field, so maybe this could be something that they could do." But think about what your 6, 7, 8, 9 was. It was Michael Conforto, which you know my feelings on Conforto. It was Conforto, Freeland, Rojas, Kennedy. Now Rojas has been better, and he did have 2 hits. But the fact of the matter is that bottom 4 is not scaring anybody. They're not putting fear in anybody's heart at that place. But, you know, it wasn't just those bottom 4. It was the whole lineup just couldn't get it done. It was a bad night. They allowed a guy with an 8 ERA to look like the best pitcher in baseball.
It started well enough. I mean, the very first pitch of the game, Shohei hit a rocket down the right field line for a double. And you're like, all right, well, you know, this is pretty much how it's going to go. And pretty much nothing thereafter.
Because then Will Smith got out fine. Freddie Freeman got hit. You have first and second, 1 out. Next guy up, bam, double play. Teo, thank you very much for your services. And then it all just kind of went on. You could have. Those are those moments that we talk about all the time, Mark. Is that you have when you have a guy, he's in a bad position. You have to take advantage. You just do. And he was a little bit wild. He had a hit. You got to take advantage and get on there.
Parker, why don't the Dodgers want us to have happiness? I don't.
That's a great question.
Listen, I put on my story, Marcus, my Instagram stories, which you can find at Bella_Parker. I put
that ding,
ding, yeah. I'm like, my favorite show's on. Be quiet, everybody. And then 20 minutes later, my next story goes, I don't like this episode. They do this to us consistently. You know, they the offense, the ups and downs, and we're getting a all-star level offense one night, and then we're getting a dud the next. It's getting tiring. I think that, Marcus, you said it best. Like, pitchers are going to have off nights, but you got to still manufacture runs against the guy who literally gives up 8 a game. So I quite disappointed in last night. I know we're going to talk about it a lot, but I'm like, Greg, I need to breathe a little bit. You just let it out.
It's all. So this is my question to the both of you. I understand all the injuries. This wasn't a bullpen thing. I understand all the injuries that are out there. I understand the guys that were out there, like at the bottom of the lineup. We're still waiting on Muncy and Edman and blah 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 blah. And no, this has been no Mookie today, who has been good, but yesterday. But all of these things, is this who they are, or are we just waiting for everyone to continue being with the excuse of we're waiting for the injuries to get better? We're waiting. I mean, they're still in first place. They still have a 1-game lead.
Yeah.
They should have a 2 because they lost on Monday stupidly to that team.
They should have had I guess if you want to count last night, I guess it's 2. Because they should have had a 3-game lead if you want to count Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so is this more so who they are? Because this is what we've seen. This is the team that we've seen since May 1st. That is now May, June, July, and August. We're looking at almost 4 months of baseball, and this is the same 500 team we've been seeing.
Same record as the Rockies, correct?
Actually, I think the Rockies have one more win.
They won more win.
Yes. Greg, quickly, I'll just say, and I think that the chat will agree, I'm just not very patient. I mean, we keep saying we'll wait. Somebody's going to come back, fix this, fix that. At a certain point, you just got to win above 500 ball, and I'm getting impatient. I've never really been a patient person, but I mean, still, it's taken a lot to make me go, oh, this is something needs to, change, but nothing changed at the All-Star break. So,
well, I don't even think it's about being patient anymore, right? There are 37 games left in the regular season.
Exactly.
37 games. I mean, the clock is ticking on, the march to the postseason. I mean, look, I don't think we have to worry at this point. I mean, maybe not about the Dodgers falling out of the playoffs, right? Like they're still leading the division. They're still, if somehow the Padres overtake them, they are still very much in line for a wild card. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's wrong to say we're sort of tired of waiting for this team to turn it up, because at what point, when is the time at this point, right? You've seen your lead shrink. You see the Padres, who loaded up at the deadline, are right on your tail. And now you're going out and looking half-assed against the worst team in baseball. Like, if that's not a wake-up call, I don't know what is. And yes, some of it is the injuries. I think here's the thing. I think if they had gone and gotten smacked around by the Padres last week, I think you could say, hey, maybe things are different when everybody's healthy, right? Maybe it's different when Muncy's here and Edman's back. And, I know Kike Hernandez is in OKC doing a rehab stint. Maybe you could use that. That shouldn't be the rationale for losing 2 of the first 3 to the Rockies, right? Because now your best hope is a 4-game split with the worst team in baseball. So this can't be hey, we're waiting for everybody to get healthy, because the Dodgers shouldn't need all their horses to beat the Rockies. And so at some point, maybe this kind of is who this team is, that they show up when the lights come on, but for whatever reason, they just get distracted when, it's not a high leverage series, right? We saw it against the Angels. We've seen it against the Rockies. It's a really terrible way to live. I don't know. I really thought last night, like, okay, when they lost that game, I'm like, okay, maybe this really is who they are. They just play with their food, and sometimes they choke on it, because that's what it felt like last night.
I think you said it best in the chat, in our group chat last night, that it was something like, if the Dodgers don't want to be here, then neither do I.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt too. I was laying there. I was exhausted yesterday, but I put my feet up. I was watching the game. Like, all right, I'm just going to continue watching this because I don't have anything else to watch. But I think you made a good point too. This is going a back and forth kind of deal. Like you get to Toronto comes and you feel great. You're like, okay, 2 out of 3. They lost on the Sunday game. Whoa, I'm breaking stuff over here. Yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it. they took 2-3 from Toronto, and the way that they lost on Sunday, you're like, oh, that sucks. But you know what? They took 2-3. They should have swept, and then they get swept by the Angels, and then you're like, oh my God, everything's falling apart. And then they sweep the Padres, and you're like, okay, maybe things are getting better. Oh, now we're gonna lose 2-3, and maybe even 3-4 because you lost your best player today. Because he can't play the day, he's not going to play the day after a start, which is the right thing to do. I'm not saying anything bad about that, but you don't have Shohei in the lineup now. And by the way, thankfully he's okay after getting hit in the leg like that. That was,
I think somebody asked in the chat much earlier, and we forgot to get to it. But yeah, Shohei's
fine. He's going to play on Friday.
Today was a scheduled day off, by the way.
Yes.
Too. So if you see the lineup and he's not in it, it's not because of the injury. This day off was already planned in advance. The fact that he got hit on the leg just sort of, added to that.
Again, all the good feelings after Toronto gone with the Angels. All the good feeling after sweeping the Padres basically gone. If they lose today and the Padres win, it's Justin Verlander versus Dylan Cease for the Padres and Giants. That's all gone because now you're even in the Senate, and it just comes down to this series again. That sweep over the Padres is basically meaningless unless the Dodgers win and the Padres lose. That's what we're kind of looking at here, because now the series, instead of having space in between to be able to say, like, okay, we can't lose the division lead against the Padres this weekend, now turns into, okay, now what is going to happen? Because Kershaw's tonight, so that means we're going to get Snell, Glasnow, and Yamamoto, I would assume on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is great 3 pitchers. We don't see Cease, which actually I kind of wanted to see Cease.
Right, because they've actually hit Cease pretty well.
Right. We're missing playing Cease. But either way, like, now this series over the weekend is massive again, when it could have been just like, okay, we're going to be going to it a little bit fit. And maybe that's better for them. Maybe they need to have that feeling of this is a massive series so they can play up to their potential.
I guess. I mean, I don't think you're wrong, because that seems like when they show up and play their best baseball. But, I mean, at some point, aren't you tired of losing to bad teams? Like, aren't you tired of just floundering around against some of these bad teams? I mean, I would think, if nothing else, professional pride would get these guys going again. So I don't know, man.
I agree with you.
We got people in the chat agreeing with Mr. Classic. So it's a little rough today.
Look, I feel like Mr. Classic has sort of toned down the rhetoric in the last few days, but also the Dodgers have proven him right. Like they have. They've gone. I mean, the fact that you go and you show up for these big series and then just poop the bed against some of these bad teams. It really is everything everyone has said, at least everything the haters have said about the Dodgers this year. It's all true at this point. Like, you can't deny it with 125 games in the books.
Yeah, I mean, they are who they are, but also we are. Now, just to take it back for just a second, and I'm sure you guys all agree, I do think they're going to win the division. I do think they're obviously going to make the playoffs. I do think they're going to win the World Series back-to-back for the first time since the early 2000s. I do believe that to be true. It's just very frustrating. Like you said, are you upset, or when do you get annoyed by losing to bad teams? I'm annoyed right now. Like, watching these games are extremely annoying. Losing to bad teams, I just want them to go on like a 10-game winning streak so I can just feel like, okay.
I just want to win 3 in a row, like
right,
4.
Sure. Just go on some kind of winning streak. You're like, oh, okay, now I feel good. I don't expect them to win every single game. I never expected them to win 117 games like Steve Mason. I was always around the 104. Now I just want them to win 90 at this point. Like, can we get to 90 wins? Is that kind of what we're looking at? It just seems like over and over and over again, any good feeling goes away by losing to a bad team. So give me a nice long winning streak just to be able to breathe a sigh of relief. That's all I'm looking for.
I mean, we have small victories. You can look at Mookie's recent performances the last 10 games, almost, but I think he's at like 290 at this point with 12 hits in 10 games. So he's hitting the ball harder. That's a win that we really weren't sure was going to come this year. So there's very small victories that can keep us afloat while we're upset that they're losing to stupid teams.
And Greg made the point. I think he made the point yesterday or earlier in the week that the offense, for the most last night, notwithstanding, the offense really has come around in the last few weeks, right? They looked good against the Blue Jays. They lost all 3 to the Angels, but they scored 4, 6, and 5 in those games, which generally should be enough to get you wins. They scored 11 in the last 2 games against the Padres, which is a good team with good pitching. So like it seems like the offense is there. They just haven't played a complete game. Whether it's the bullpen falling apart defensively, they've been a mess. I mean, this has been a bad defense, and not just the outfield defense, just overall, they've been a bad defensive team. Oh, yeah, Rojas just
the tip of the glove,
muffing a cutoff throw. Fortunately, they were able to get the out at third, but just boxed the throw.
Well, that's just because Warming doesn't know how to run bases. This is like the third time that he's.
We'll take it at this point. But they've been a bad defensive team. The bullpen has been shaky. Then last night they just get a poor start out of Shohei. I don't know, man. It's frustrating for sure.
Well, that's what it is, though. It's these little mistakes that shouldn't be happening.
No matter who's on the field, right?
It doesn't matter who is on the field. There's mistakes happening all the time. Pages, again, what are we doing? I mean, this is my biggest issue, that it happened just the other night. Teo threw to third base instead of second base to keep a guy at second. He had no shot of getting the guy at third. But then last night, Pages from center field says, "You know what? I think I can do it. I got the gun of an arm. I'm going to throw to third instead of second to try and get an out that I have no chance of getting. Just throw the ball to second and keep it to a single, and don't give up extra bases. Extra bases are what loses games." I can hear DeMarco walking in. Yo.
The energy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the little mistakes, and they just can't figure it out.
You're absolutely right. Those are mistakes that turn into big mistakes when your pitcher gives up another hit right afterwards. But they also feel like a team or a bunch of guys that are trying to do too much now, right? It's like everybody's trying to play hero ball. It's the baseball equivalent of that, right? Like you see it in basketball where things are going bad, and LeBron's like, "Just give me the ball. I'm going to score the next 15 points and try to bring us back." Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This feels like the baseball equivalent of that, where the Dodgers look around and things aren't going well, and you're down 5 runs to the Rockies all of a sudden. So everybody's like, well, now I got to make the hero play, right? It's Andy Pages from the wall basically saying, "I'm going to try to gun a guy down at third and make this hero play and try to get the momentum back on our side." Except that baseball's a lot harder. It's a lot harder, right? You can't, because it's a loosely connected series of individual events, right? It's not necessarily, it's a team game sort of in name, but not really. And so it just feels like some of these guys are really trying to just they're doing too much, as a friend would say, just trying to make it happen.
It is a team game masquerade, is an individual game masquerading as a team game. That's what it is. And I want to talk, Harold Smith put something in the chat that I want to point out a little bit. Dodgers rotation does not scare any potential playoff teams, and their offense is a joke. It's not going to magically get better in October. I'm going to disagree here. I know we're just I was going to say a bad word. Being upset with this team and being frustrated with this team, there's a difference. Mm-hmm. This rotation absolutely scares people in the potential playoff teams. Absolutely does. If you go with Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, and Shohei as your 1, 2, 3, 4, and in whatever order you want to put that in, that is terrifying for a potential playoff team. If they can figure out their bullpen, which I think hopefully they do, that Yates and Scott come back and this weekend, I think, and look kind of like what they're supposed to, that changes a lot of things. But that rotation is a very scary rotation, because if all those guys are on, you're going to get 7 innings out of 3 of them and 5, maybe 6 out of Shohei. So that is terrifying for all those teams. And the offense, we were just talking about, the offense is starting to come around. I don't know why it hasn't 2 games in Colorado. It's ridiculous. The fact, but it was coming around before that when Mookie was in there. And if Muncy's back, there's a lot of things. Edmund, Kike, Kim, everything being back changes a lot of things, but it's frustrating to watch right now. Do you agree?
100%.
Rotation's fine. I mean, they showed on the graphic before yesterday's game, of course, was the night before until Shohei. Everybody, the last 5 starters have gone over 6, except for I think Glasnow went 5-1 game. So, Greg, you're right. You hit the nail on the head. I don't think it's rotation. Unless you were talking about your bullpen, Harold Smith in the chat there. The rotation is absolutely will be the best rotation outside of maybe a couple teams. I mean, the Phillies got a nasty rotation and they're hot right now, but
isn't Wheeler hurt?
I believe Wheeler is hurt for the foreseeable future.
I would put Yama, Snell, and Glasnow up against anybody. And Shohei, if you can get 5 out of Shohei, I would absolutely put that group up against anybody. And the offense, when it's right, again, is up there with anybody. Shohei is starting to slug. Mookie's starting to hit. Freddie's got his swing back. Will Smith, he may say he's not interested in the batting title. He hits like he's interested in the batting title. Even Teo, for as much as we've been frustrated with Teo, has been hitting for power in the last few weeks.
Just missed 2 home runs.
Right. So that's actually working out. And then, ideally they get, Kike comes back. We'll see if he hits better post injury because he was kind of a dumpster fire at the plate before he got hurt. So we'll see if he hits. Edmund coming back, if he can hit consistently, even Hesong Kim. Remember at the start of the year, we were begging for Kim to get more at bats because he was just doing good things. So maybe the time off will help him as well. So, for as frustrated and upset as we are, I think when you start to kind of break things down, you can make a really strong case for this team. I mean, look, I have a friend who's a Mets fan, and he looks around and he says, "Look," he's like, "I still think you guys are the team to beat." He's like, "I think when everybody's back and healthy, he's like, I still think the Dodgers are the team to beat in the National League." So these fans of other teams still believe in this squad, even if we get a little bit annoyed watching them on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Like, it's as we do consistently on the Blue Review, and thank you very much for being here, is we want to make sure that we are very much in saying how it is, what is actually happening on the field, and why we're frustrated. Overall, we still believe that this team is the best team in baseball by a long shot. At least I do. I know they're not going to have the best record. I know the Brewers are just kind of going on this crazy heater.
They're never going to lose again, apparently.
Unless they play the Cubs, and then they're going to lose basically all the time. So that's it's very, yeah. But either way, they are. I truly still believe in them. I think all of us do. And just as a reminder, before we get out of here, Marcus, we're moving to 6:30 in the morning as of September 2nd. So if you're in here right now, thank you for being here. Please join us at 6:30 in the morning. If you cannot, and that's on Tuesday, September 2nd, that's the start. If you cannot, you can see it on a replay where it'll be replayed live at 10 o'clock, thanks to Parker.
Just make it your alarm or something. Just your alarm in the morning when you wake up. All right, so tonight, this afternoon, I should say, game 4 of the 4-game series between
Kershaw
the Dodgers
Day.
and Rockies. It is Kershaw Day, 12:10, first pitch. Kershaw against Chase Dollander. Let's just do it again. Chase Dollander, a 2-9 record with a 6.43 ERA. Can the Dodgers get more than 3 against Chase Dollander? Today, before I was asking that sort of ironically, today I'm actually seriously asking that. I really don't know. We will see. We will find out. We'll be back with you here tomorrow to talk about all of it.
One question before we go.
Yes.
If Michael Conforto ends the year under 200 and he has as many bats as he does, because he's very much in the running, can we start calling it the Conforto line instead of the Mendoza line?
Ooh. I'm game.
Ooh, I'm down.
I'm all for it.
But it'll be 180 instead of 200.
Instead of 200?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Conforto just sounds, it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It actually sounds like some sort of luxury vehicle. Anyway, that'll do it for us. Stick around. First pitch coming up with Travis and DeMarco and Bergman here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks to LAX as well. Back with you tomorrow, 8:30, 8:55. See you then, everybody.
See you.